Centipedes are arthropods belonging to the class Chilopoda in the subphylum Myriapoda. Centipedes are arthropod, hairy, elongated animals. Each segment has a pair of legs. The number of legs of each species of centipedes is very diverse, from less than 20 to over 300 legs. The number of pairs of centipedes is always odd. For example, it can have 15 or 17 pairs of legs, 30 or 34 legs, but never 16 pairs of legs, 32 legs. 1, 2. A noticeable feature of centipedes is the pair of pliers at the front of the mouth that can release venom into the enemy, formed from a pair of oral appendages. Most centipedes are carnivores. 3. 168 in French, centipedes are called centipedes, taken from the Latin words centi, 100, and pes, pedis, foot. This does not mean, however, that centipedes have 100 legs. Most centipedes have 30 to 50 legs, while Geophilomorpha have more legs, possibly up to 350. 4. Centipedes are usually dark brown, the result of a combination of brown and red. Cavernous and subterranean centipedes are usually non-pigmented, and many tropical centipedes can have bright colors that signal repellency. Size can range from a few millimeters for small species of the order Lithobiomorpha and Geophilomorpha to up to 30 centimeters, 12 in, for the order Scolopendromorpha. Centipedes can be present in many areas with different environmental conditions. There are currently 8,000 known species of hairy centipedes in the world, of which 3,000 have been described. As mentioned, the geographical habitat of centipedes is very wide. Some species are found as far as the Arctic Circle. Terrestrial habitats for centipedes can range from tropical rainforests to deserts. However, since their shells do not have a waxy cuticle that prevents water from escaping like insects and spiders, they easily lose water through their skin and therefore, in all their habitats, a microenvironment is required. Have high humidity. Specifically, we can find centipedes in humus soil, rotting leaves, under rocks or in logs. Centipedes are one of the largest terrestrial invertebrate predators and contribute significantly to the biomass of predators in terrestrial ecosystems. Centipedes have rounded or flattened heads, bearing a pair of antennae on the front part of the head. They have a pair of long upper jaws and 2 pairs of lower jaws. The first pair of lower jaws grow from the lower lip and carry short tentacles. The first pair of jaws extend from the body to the front to cover the rest of the mouth. The tip of the jaws is pointed, carrying a venomous stinger to secrete venom into the prey. Centipedes have many single eyes on their heads, and they sometimes gather in clusters to form compound eyes. However, it seems that centipedes only have the ability to distinguish light, darkness, but do not have true vision like other arthropods. In fact, many species of centipedes don't even have eyes. Some species of centipedes have the last pair of legs that have a sensory function like antennae, but grow from front to back. Some groups of centipedes have a special sense organ called the tomosphary organ. It is located at the base of the antennae and consists of a disc-shaped structure with a central hole surrounded by sensory cells. It is possible that they are used to sense vibrations and may even be used as a form of hearing organ. Underside view of Scolopendra cingulata, showing the base of the jaws developed into venomous pincers. The centipede's venomous pincer is the characteristic organ of the members of the Athletidae. Other classes of arthropods do not have this feature. This pair of pliers is the first pair of legs of the centipede, which is transformed into a pliers-shaped appendage located just behind the head. 7. Thus, the centipede's poisonous pincers are not true mouth appendages, although their functions are to capture prey, inject poison, and hold prey. And of course, the centipede's poison pliers have a hollow tube inside to inject poison into the prey. 7. Like a needle. Behind the head, the centipede's body is divided into 15 or more segments. Each segment has 1 pair of legs, in which the first segment has a pair of jaws, poison pliers pointing forward, and the last 2 are quite small and have no legs. Each pair of legs is slightly longer than the one in front of it, which ensures that the legs don't touch each other when moving too fast. In some special cases, the last pair of legs can be twice as long as the first pair of legs. The last segment becomes a pointed brooch and carries the cloaca of the genitalia. Centipedes are predators and they use their antennae to detect prey. The digestive system takes the form of a simple tube with digestive glands that connect to the mouth. Like insects, centipedes breathe through a tracheal system, with each segment having a pair of spiracles. Excretion is accomplished through a pair of Malpighi microtubules. The Amazon giant centipede Scolopendra gigantea is the largest living centipede in the world, with a length of up to 30 centimeters, 12 in. Its prey can include lizards, frogs, birds, mice and even bats, caught in the air, as well as rodents and spiders. In natural history, the Permian centipede, Euphoberia, is the largest centipede with a length of up to 1 meter. 9 inches. Reproduction and fertilization of centipedes do not require mating. The male simply creates a sperm capsule and then lets the female collect it herself. In some centipedes, the effervescent capsule is placed in a mesh bag and the male performs a courtship dance to convince the female to accept his spermatozoa. In some other species, the males make spermatozoa and then leaving the females to find them on their own. In temperate regions, centipedes spawn in spring and summer. However, in subtropical and temperate regions, centipedes do not appear to have a seasonal reproductive cycle. Also, some species of centipedes are unisexual. 3. For the orders Lithobiomorpha and Scutogeromorpha, the female centipedes dig a small hole, lay eggs in it, then cover it and leave. The number of eggs ranges from 10 to 50 eggs. The period of incubation of eggs lasts, depending on the species, from 1 month to several months. The age of sexual maturity is also not the same. For example, S. coleoptera species needs 3 years to reach sexual maturity, while Lithobiomorpha under suitable conditions only needs 1 year. Compared to insects, centipedes live quite a long life. For example, Lithobius forficatus can live up to 5 or 6 years. Due to the small number of eggs laid, the incubation time and the long time to sexual maturity, that many people think that centipedes are animals of the selective group K. Female centipedes of the orders Geophilomorpha and Scolopendromorpha showed more interest in their offspring. Each litter lays 15 to 60 eggs in a nest in a decaying tree trunk or humus. After laying, the female centipedes stay next to the nest, watching the eggs, licking the eggs to protect them from fungal infections. After the eggs hatch, they continue to watch over the young until the baby centipedes are independent. The time spent with the young can last up to a year. However, in some cases, the mother centipede may eat the eggs or leave the eggs to become infected and die. Some species of centipedes in the order Scolopendromorpha have a true model behavior, that is, the mother centipede voluntarily allows her newborn babies to eat her. The life cycle and reproductive behavior of the order Craterostigmomorpha have so far not been elucidated. The oldest fossils of centipedes date from 430 million years ago, around the late Silurian. They belong to the subphylum Myriapoda, which includes Diplopoda, Symphyla, and Pauropoda. The oldest fossil of land animals is the species, Pneumodesmus pneumoni of the polypedic subphylum. Centipedes are also among the earliest land-dwelling animals and the first to inhabit a basal habitat as broad ecological predators in the detritus food web. Currently, the number and types of centipedes are very rich and they exist even in areas with harsh living conditions. In the subphylum Polypedic, centipedes are thought to be the first class to branch off from the most recent common ancestor. There are 5 orders of centipedes: Craterostigmomorpha, Geophilomorpha, Lithobiomorpha, Scolopendromorpha, and Scutogeromorpha. These 5 orders are grouped into the class Chilopoda based on the following shared derived properties. Later, the class Lelyps centipedes was divided into 2 clades, clade Notostigmomorpha including the order Scutogeromorpha and clade Pleurostigmomorpha containing 4 other orders. The main difference between these 2 branches is that Notostigmomorpha has a spiracle located in the mid-dorsal region. In the past, centipedes were believed to be divided into Anamorpha, including Lithobiomorpha and Scutogeromorpha, and Epimorpha, Geophilomorpha and Scolopendromorpha, based on how they evolved. Whereas relationship with Craterostigmomorpha has not been established. Clear. Recent taxonomic studies based on combinatorial molecules and phenotypic properties show that the previous classification seems to be more correct. 12. Epimorpha is still used as a monophyletic within the Pleurostigmomorpha, but Anamorpha is paraphyletic. Centipedes of the order Geophilomorpha are used as an examples of evolutionary pressure, i.e., the evolution of a trait. Here the number of nodes of the members of the order Geophilomorpha is pressured by the mode of development. Species of this order have different segments, but, like other centipedes, the number of segments and pairs of legs are always odd. Specifically, the number of burns fluctuates in the range of 27 to 191 but is always odd.